Are you considering making a move to Florida? Well, today we're going to tell you why you should have Venice, Florida on the top of your mind.
That's right, folks. In this video, we're going to tell you all about all the things we love and why you should make Venice, Florida your next home.
So you're considering making a move to Florida and you're trying to decide what town to move to. And what you're going to quickly realize in that research process is that lifestyle truly matters. By the way, if it's our first time meeting, I'm Lanir and this is Caleb, and we're both part of the Shark Tooth real estate team. And we help families and retirees make that move all the time. And we realize that lifestyle is extremely important.
That's right, Lanir. You know, when we moved our families, we sold our respective business. Lanir and I moved our families down here, and what we quickly realized is that lifestyle is what dictates where you should buy your home. There's so many great things. Like for myself personally and our family, we wanted to be right by that beach, so we knew we needed to buy a house that was as close as possible but also still within our budget. And I tell you what, we found a great home only 5 minutes away from the beach, and we can get down there for sunsets all the time. So it really is important for you to consider those lifestyle choices you want to make, all those great things you want to do in retirement, and be close to them so that you actually take full advantage of them.
Yeah, what we understand is that subjectivity of lifestyle adds tremendous value to your life here. And when making that decision, you really want to be close as possible to all the things you love. We've helped many families, many retirees move down here, and for them only to realize that what they want, they can't necessarily get because they have not checked off their boxes. So the whole purpose of this is share with you all the reasons and all the things that we absolutely love about Venice, Florida, and all the reasons why you should be considering making it your future home.
All right, so let's get to, I don't want to say the number one because this isn't a list. These are just all the things that we really love to do down here. And the obvious is beaches. I touched on that before. Beaches, you have so many great beaches. There's probably 10 beaches within less than 30 minutes of here. Many of them just 5 or 10 minutes away. But you have great local beaches. The one I love the most is Blind Pass. And then you have great natural beaches. I think that's kind of your favorite.
Yeah, Stump Pass is more my speed. You know, not every beach are the same. They have all their different nuances, but some of them give you that commercial feel, the restaurants, so that, you know, the lively action. But for me, I like to escape. I like to feel like I'm alone by myself with nature, and Stump Pass is one of my favorite places to absolutely escape completely.
And if you're somebody who, like Lanir touched on, if you want to have all those beaches, you want to have the town like Venice Island, go to Venice Beach. You have all of everything that Venice Island has to offer, only minutes from the beach. So you can grab lunch, hop back on the beach, just really enjoy everything there is.
Now, all roads lead to the beach, and it's a big reason why most people move down here, but not everyone can afford to live right on the beach. The beautiful thing about this sleepy beach town is there are a myriad of options, whether it's right next to the beach or just right down the road. There's all kind of price points, whether it's in a gated community or a deed-free community. There's a myriad of options for all of those lifestyles, and all of them are conveniently not too far from the beach.
Yeah, before we move on real quick, for all those dog-friendly people who love their dog and they would love to take them to the beach, most of the beaches here, you can't bring your dog, but there's one that it's dedicated just for the homeowners that have dogs that want to take them to the beach, and that's Brohard Beach. I'll tell you what, my dog Sadie, she loves going down there. You just let her off the leash, let her run wild, rip and roar around. She's playing with all the big dogs. She's only about 25 pounds, but I'll tell you what, she finds that 100-pounder and she wants to play.
I think it's amazing how they let our dogs run around topless. They're living their best lives. The dogs, not the humans. Just make sure that's just a joke there. But living next to the beach is extremely important. But what we realize dealing with clients and family, that it's not always just about the beach, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And that would lead us to our next thing that we absolutely love about this place, and that's the life on the water.
I'll tell you what, life on the water, there's so many different options to go. You could be, like we mentioned before, simply just going to the beach and enjoying that, or you can just hop on a paddleboard, a kayak. You can rent a boat if you want to. There's pontoon boats, all different classes of boats that you can go. Talk about rentals.
Well, the beautiful thing about this town is that there there are boat ramps accessible everywhere, whether it's from Venice or one of the Englewood boat launches, or you go up to Sarasota. We are a coastal town. Everything's nestled along the Gulf of Mexico, and we have estuaries and waterways and neighborhoods that have deep access channels. Now, we understand that it's not a one-size-fits-all. Not everybody owns a boat, but there's a myriad of options here. Part of the reason I fell in love with this area, Englewood Beach in particular, and Venice Beach, is that you have boat rentals. It's something that it's a non-committal. You can take out a jet ski or boat for 1 hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, even the day, and it's commitment free. And if you decide that that's something you want part of your life, but you don't want that full commitment, there's also boat memberships like the Carefree Boat Club, where it's very simple. You pay a membership fee, a monthly fee. Someone does all of the laboring for you, the filling of the gas, the cleaning, and all those other. I wouldn't know
Maintenance,
because I've only rented. I've never gone through that rigmarole of owning a boat. But life on the water is something special. But for me, it's not about motorsports. It's about getting out on that kayak early morning, going down those waterways, being close to nature. The water is glass in the morning, and you'll certainly encounter a dolphin or a manatee or two, and it's something that you can't, it's irreplaceable. It's part of the reason why I love living down here.
Yeah, and there's other great things you could do, like go on a boat tour with, go on a dolphin tour. So then you can go see all the dolphins. Sometimes you find them, sometimes the captain can't find them. Or go on a great sunset tour. We've done that. I've some friends we've done that with 3 or 4 times. We keep doing the same trip, but every single time it keeps getting better. So there's so much to do out on the water, whether it's simply just going to the beach or renting a boat or jumping on that kayak or paddleboard. Just get out on the water and enjoy it.
Now, the beautiful thing of being on the Gulf of Mexico, it's most of the time the waters are calm, those beautiful hues of greens and blues. So that allows you to take out what I think is probably everyone's first choice when it comes to boating, pontoons.
Oh, party barges.
Pontoon is a living room that floats down. You have all of your all of the accoutrements you need for the best barbecue or outdoor party, but this floats down. You get to see life at its best from the purview of the water, but not giving up any of those amenities. There are pontoons fully loaded with their coolers, their televisions, their satellites. You see people doing football Sundays on the water.
I saw one with a water slide on. You climb up onto the roof and then you take a water slide down. So party barges are fun to do. It's something you got to experience, and you can rent one, so it's not really anything that you have to
this boating life on water goes a little bit inland as well. And actually, people love this water lifestyle so much that we have dedicated boat parades. We have a Christmas boat parade where everyone decorates their boats. It's such a spectacle.
Second weekend in December, so it's right around the corner.
Or you could be sitting somewhere unassuming and watching someone dressed up as Santa jet ski by. I don't know. Maybe it is Santa. If I were Santa and I had to retire somewhere, I'd pick Venice, Florida.
Live here.
But living along that water, that also leads to something that we see on every turn, every bridge, overpass.
And that is fishing. There's so many ways to go fishing here, whether you want to go fishing in some of the freshwater backwater spots that we have here, or it's on the intercoastal, or out on the surf. You want to get right on the beach, cast the line out from there, relax for a little bit. That's kind of my personal favorite. You just cast that line out, sit down, have a bevy, just wait for your line to start moving. Bang, there you go.
There's something special about getting off work, and for me in this case it would be leaving Caleb's house or leaving a client from meeting them at a brand new build or a model, but driving home, and there's a bridge, there's an overpass right before you get to my neighborhood, and there's always a car double parked, someone casting out a line, looks like someone going home from work actually trying to catch dinner. But it's such an amazing thing. At every turn and pass there's a place that you can fish. If you wait for the big rains, I experienced it this past year. The big rain came through my neighborhood, and I have the footage to prove it. Hopefully I can find it and share it with you guys.
Yeah.
But I had catfish swimming up my street. No, we weren't flooded. It was just catfish who decided that they're going to make a move for it. And, so I could have caught it if I wanted to, but that wouldn't be fishing. That'd be called catching, I guess.
Yeah, you'd be just catching it for sure.
But there are plenty of options, whether it's deep sea fishing, going out in Boca Grande Pass, which is some of the world's best fishing. there's really something for everyone. Whether it's catch and release or catch that prize and eat, we've got something for everybody.
Yeah, one of the things that I like really that's kind of special is the Venice Pier. You can go there without a fishing license. You can just show up as a tourist, and you can rent your rod. You can buy your bait there, and you can just have a fun day with the family with no real commitment. You don't have to go buy a fishing license or anything. You can just show up, enjoy the day, and then move on. So it's really good. Fishing is everywhere. Like Lanir said, whether it's our backwater, freshwater, or you're out on the Gulf of Mexico, tons of different options.
Now, when you're talking about lifestyle, it's not just those activities, those things that you're running around town. A big part of lifestyle, and I think that goes for anyone, are restaurants. Where you eat, how you access that food, what you eat really speaks volumes of the type of lifestyle you're trying to achieve. And we are of no shortage of amazing options here. Caleb, you go out a little bit more than me. Maybe this is
a little too much. I'll tell you, just whether it's on Venice Island, there's tons of boutique restaurants, not your big chains like you're going to see maybe somewhere in the town that you're from. It's mom and pop, small restaurants with real classic fare. They do it right. They understand customer service, and you really just have a great time. And then you can go down to Wellen Park. There's that great new master plan neighborhood. I'm sure you've seen some of our videos about it, or if you haven't, you got to check them out. There's just, down in the downtown area, there's 4 or 5 restaurants already. They have plans to build a bunch more. And then as the years go on and they continue to develop that downtown area, I'll bet you there's going to be, 10, 20, 30 restaurants in time. So 5 years from now, you're going to have even more options down there.
You know, it's really interesting when it comes to restaurants here, and Caleb did touch on it. You have a lot of mom and pops, a lot of really unique, eclectic places, people who've moved from their hometowns or their respective countries, and they brought all of those recipes that they absolutely love, whether it's a Chicago beef frank or a Chicago pizza or a Chicago sub. You're seeing a theme here. The truth is, I'm joking a little bit. There are people who have moved from all of these cold, wintry states. That's the predominant demographic here. People escaping those cold states, coming down here, but bringing along with them the one thing that makes them feel like they're at home. So whether it's a tiki hut bar, which we're certainly not a shortage of, tiki hut bars are kind of the way to go. It's what you expect in a sleepy beach town. But if you want true classic appeal, there's a restaurant, a beautiful, charming restaurant, which I love to go on date night down in that historic downtown Venice, and it's a turn on. What is the restaurant I'm thinking of?
Casa Ariano's.
That's right. It's a beautiful Italian restaurant. The Fricks took us there for the first time, and we fell in love with the charm, the escapism, and the food is top notch. So whether you're trying to grab a quick hot dog at like a Chicago beef spot, or you want a cool classic feel like the Casa Ariano's Italian feel, but there's some more charm here. There's things for the teens as well. You know, one thing that comes to mind is the creamery.
Yeah, the Venice Creamery. That's like the hot spot for pretty much dessert. When you go down to Venice Island, you're going to go to have your nice dinner. You may decide, I'm not going to have that cheesecake or that key lime pie that every single restaurant in Venice has. I'm going to go for that Venice Creamery and grab a nice waffle cone sundae. And I'm telling you, it's all handmade. It's great. We love the people there. Super nice. And it's something you have to definitely take advantage of if you come down here.
You can smell those cones from right down the block.
And there's something right
super charming. Now, I'm forbidden to eat ice cream. My wife won't allow it, but she loves ice cream, so I take her all the time and watch her eat ice cream. But there's a really cool vibe there. Venice High School being right down the street. If you catch it on a nice day, all the kids after school hang out there. It's almost like out of a movie or a TV show. Yeah. It's something amazing. Your kids will love it, and you'll certainly enjoy eating there as well. Endless options. So whether you're eating here, you're eating down in the sleepy beach town, or you want to take a trip up to downtown Sarasota and get more of that cultural mix, more options of restaurants, but everything is just a stone's throw. But restaurants are extremely important when it comes to lifestyle.
Yeah, but we've got to move on, and after you have that big meal, what do you need to do? You need to go check out some of the parks in the area.
I thought it was to take a nap. But
well, yeah, you probably do that too. But take a walk first. Walk off some of that big lunch you just had. But the Venice area and just all of the Sarasota County has great parks. Right on Venice Island, there's 30 little boutique parks that you can just go. You kind of discover them. You're just driving through the island. There's one, but they all have kind of different themes, great places to sit down, read a book, or just take a moment and just enjoy where you live. We live in the beautiful Venice, Florida. Stop and realize it for a minute. Sit down there and enjoy it.
I absolutely love the utilization of all the green spaces here. We're in a warm area. We're in zone 10A, so everything you plant grows and flourishes, and we have several blooming seasons. Right now, we're in the fall going into winter. It's dried, but now we have blooms similar to spring over in the Midwest or up north. It's an absolute spectacle, but you can walk down almost any block, whether it's an old historic town like Venice, charming Venice Island, or a brand new master plan development like Wellen Park, the nature parks, the nature space, the trails. It's extremely important. So we have a few notable mentions from, the Heritage Park where you had that famous banyan tree. I don't think anyone visits this area without taking a picture next to that banyan tree, all of them feeling that they made a brand new discovery. The truth is it's unique to everyone. It's something so beautiful and charming, but there's no shortage of parks. We go there frequently. We frequent at the parks. We've shot videos at the parks. We take breaks there. It's something for everyone. And it's something amazing to be able just to hit a reset and then get back to work or back to family life and just go about your day, knowing that it's always there for you to escape.
Yeah, and then if you want to go to a big park, we have some real nice big parks. Myakka State Park, they have great walking trails there. One of the ones that we love is Oscar Shearer State Park just up in Nokomis, or maybe that's considered Osprey. But just a great park to go there. One night we went on a moonlit tour, so we're literally walking through the park at 11 o'clock at night, just taking in the nightlife. It was a unique perspective, and I recommend anyone do it.
I personally like those little focus parks that have a little bit of action with them. So Herkshire Park down in Venice Island, where you have the basketball courts and the pickleball courts. It's beautiful to see everyone active, moving around, but it's surrounded by exceptional landscaping. So it's not your typical basketball or pickleball court. It's something beautiful and focused. You truly feel like you are in the middle of a park.
Definitely, when you move down to Venice, Florida, you should take advantage of those parks. There's just so many of them. It's so beautiful. It's green all year round, and it's something you have to just take a moment and stop and go do it.
Now, the next one, if you don't mind, I'll lead into this one because this is something that we overlook quite often, but I think that it's relatable to every household, every retiree, every family, and it's truly important here when you live here. Walking. Believe it or not, walking is extremely important. It's one of our favorite pastimes, whether it's walking after a meal or an early morning walk to catch that nature. You have trails galore.
Yeah, right? For sure. Nice thing about walking in Florida is it's flat, so you don't have hills. So it's like you can just
here.
Yeah, you can walk 5-6 miles and not even think about it. But there's just walking paths everywhere. Whether it's in your community, if you're in a gated community, there's miles of sidewalks in every single one of those. Or you have nice neighborhoods like Grand Palm. They have some nature trails in there. So there's just tons of things to do, and walking's it's the easiest exercise you can do, literally. Right outside your door, go for that 2-3 miler. You're going to feel better when you get back, and you can do it all year round. Again, in the off season, or actually the high season right now and going into the snowbird season, it's 55 degrees in the morning. Get up and go out, get that fresh air in your lungs, and enjoy life a little bit. And it's just literally outside. But you can walk in the summers too. It gets hot, but what my wife does, she goes in the mornings, or she goes right before sunset when it cools off and you can still squeeze it in. So walking here, it's all year round.
Walking takes me back to my childhood. I remember after those meals, my dad would work late hours. We'd wait for him at the doorstep. He'd come home. My mom would make an exceptional meal like it was a holiday, but we would always walk after the meal. It was a little bit weird because my family ate late, but here we've been trying to replicate that same tradition, and there's nothing more beautiful, nothing more communal than to walk around your neighborhood after a meal, to see all your neighbors doing the same. Part of walking here, get used to waving Everyone
Yes.
waves, everyone says hello. So don't put on your headphones and become that recluse person. Come out here, get a chance to know your neighbors, learn who they are, and rejoice in the fact that there's endless walking trails, and that, if you want to avoid your neighbors, just go the opposite direction. But there's something beautiful. Walking is important. And now there's two towns that really come to mind when you think about walkability, and we're going to keep mentioning. You're going to see a theme here because these are our two anchor points of value. The historic downtown Venice, that is a lifestyle built for walking. You can walk from point A to point B. You can access all the restaurants, all the commercial amenities, and especially that beautiful beach. Then you go over to the opposite end of the spectrum, that 20,000 acre master plan community of Wellen Park. They designed Wellen Park. It's plentiful when it comes to walking trails and nature trails. They really thought about it all. And then you go internally into those respective gated communities. What do they have?
Just more walking trails, more sidewalks everywhere. Like Lanir said, you get used to waving, because one of the nice things about Venice down here is, or Florida as a whole, nobody's from here pretty much. Everyone in your neighborhood is looking to start over. They have no friends that live down here. Maybe they have one friend that moved to the area a year ago, but everybody is a stranger and they're all starting out new. So they all are super friendly because they're trying to get off on the best foot with all their neighbors. Hey neighbor, how you doing? It's nice. It's actually refreshing down here where people are all just friendly. I truly enjoy it.
So put on those walking shoes and get on out here. And that, the beautiful thing of having all of these trails, a lot of them are paved, so it's very easy for any level to be able to walk. But a lot of these paths, they lead to something else, correct?
Yeah, and that's biking. There's so many. Just like there's all these walking trails, there's so many bike trails, and many parts of the area have a dedicated bike lanes and golf cart lanes so that you can safely ride down the main roads with your dedicated lane. So it's, for if you're just going out for that after dinner bike ride, there's something for you. If you're that serious cyclist that wants to get in a 50 miler today, you can do that and literally stay in your neighborhood in Wellen Park.
Or if you want to venture out, you want to see a little bit of the scenery, kind of go lay of the land. The Legacy Trail is one of the more unique, I would call that an anchor point of value as well. It's what really makes this place special. It's really indicative of that outdoor lifestyle. The Legacy Trail cuts right through Venice. It's an 18-mile trail that leads you up to Sarasota, and they've recently expanded it so it reaches all the way out to that Northport corridor. So you have 40 miles of paved trails that take you through charming towns, a couple of beautiful parks, takes you and connects you along that Venetian waterway. It's absolutely amazing to have that at your doorstep. Now, not everyone necessarily bikes. I'd call it riding, because I would say a large proportion of our demographic has electric bikes.
Yeah.
So they're not necessarily pedaling their way to and from, but there's something freeing about being on that bike with no engine, cruising down, hair in the wind, breezing by all of the amazing scenery. It is absolutely rejuvenating, and it's something that I wouldn't trade for the world. Now, I also skateboard, so I'll use these trails for skateboarding. Don't hate. We belong. We're just as important.
He's not a hoodlum like those young skateboarders.
Not anymore, at least.
He's a respectful skateboarder. Don't worry. So that kind of leads us into our next one. We've got walking, we've got biking, golf cart living.
What?
Yeah. You can literally park that car in the garage, and in some neighborhoods, you never have to take it out until you maybe head north or you want to go on a road trip, because you can live with a golf cart in many communities. Again, that same theme, Venice Island, incredibly golf cart friendly. And then Wellen Park, the whole 20,000 acres is golf cart friendly. So as long as you have that street legal golf cart, you can pretty much take that golf cart everywhere, whether that's go out to dinner, no problem. You want to go to Costco or Publix, do some shopping, no problem. As long as you got a basket, you can carry all your stuff. But it's just super duper golf cart friendly. And, it's kind of a Florida phenomenon. People live in their golf carts and they park those cars and enjoy life.
Well, I remember the first time I experienced just a sliver of the golf cart life. It was actually not in Florida. We were visiting a really small island, Ocracoke Island, over in the Outer Banks. And to get to and from over there, you golf cart everywhere. And there's something so freeing about being able to get up in the morning, just slip on your flip-flops and head to your favorite coffee spot. It is an absolute relaxing thing. We take our golf carts extremely serious down here.
Yeah.
So much so that it's very typical to have in the neighborhoods and also in the downtown hubs, golf cart parades for Christmas. Everyone decorates their golf cart.
The first week of December, we're going to be going. That's actually next or this Saturday night. If you're in Venice, go down to Venice, grab dinner, get yourself a spot, get there early because it is a hot ticket. People are lining the streets. But it's great. You got to see it. That people really go all out. They decorate these things with crazy. Some of them have trailers that they're towing, like additional people with that trailer's all lit up too. It's pretty special. We'll try to get some footage and we'll include it in a later video.
Whether it's a family going around, just going to grab a bite to eat, or you see the cutest elderly couple, you can tell have been doing the same routine. Some of them you can tell have been here before these roads were built because they're riding on the sidewalks. It's not permitted, but they turn an eye because they understand that not everyone feels comfortable. But the beautiful thing about it is there's golf cart lanes all through Wellen Park. If you have a golf cart, you have to make sure it's street legal. So you get on the road. You can't get on those roads that are more than 35 miles an hour. Don't get on the I-75 corridor trying to start a golf cart parade. I'm sure that a different type of parade will pursue that. But golf carts are a way of life. It's an actual practical thing, so much so that you can come down here, buy a house with a couple of these builders, and the incentive they're offering you is a free golf cart. We just had 2 clients, move. One is about to close. One's closing in a couple weeks. Part of that is they're getting their sweet golf carts to ride around town.
And I'm negotiating one that I'm including that golf cart for sure.
Imagine that they get to take their child, drop it off at school with a golf cart, head to the store. You feel like you're on vacation just running your mundane tasks. What a life it is.
So golf cart living is truly something that's unique to all of Florida, but really special here in Venice because there's places that you can actually do it safely.
Now, we've talked about a lot of relaxing things. Let's liven it up a little bit, something that everyone has become expectant when they go out here.
And that's live music. Find a tiki hut. That's where you're going to find live music. Almost guaranteed. Maybe not during the day, but in the evenings, they're going to amp it up a bit, and they're going to have small performers. Sometimes it's just one-man bands. Sometimes they actually go all out, and they really rock it out. Like in downtown Wellen, you can see some decent bands on Friday nights. Sometimes they get some big hits. I don't know what to call them headliners, but local headliners. And they set up there on Solace Hall, and they just give a free performance for all of the community to enjoy.
There's something beautiful about listening to non-committal live performances. What I mean by that is it used to be growing up in Maryland, you wanted to see a live performance, you had to go pay some sort of cover at some sort of venue or go to a really large concert, which quite frankly isn't intimate. You don't get that feel. No. Here you get to go to any unassuming tiki bar or restaurant, and they're going to have a cover band. Oftentimes it's that Margaritaville-esque or those top 40s, but there's nothing better than feeling that vibe, feeling like you're escaping, listening to those beautiful tunes, sipping on a cocktail or mocktail, watching all of the beautiful nature go by. It is a spectacle, and it's something that I highly recommend you do on a daily basis here.
Yeah, some of those top places you need to go, obviously Wellen Park, there's live music there every single night. One of the places we talked about, tiki bars, Pop Sunset Grill, that's where they really rock it out. And then head up to Nicomo's. It's right on the water, beautiful. You can bring your boat there or drive up, but just a great tiki bar to watch that live music.
And to expand on that, maybe you want to take it a step further, you can pick one of these many beaches. Sunday nights, we have those sunset drum circles. It's where everyone comes and vibes out, brings their instruments, their congos, celebrates the sunset, enjoying that. It's such a true vibe. A little bit hippity-dippity, but in the best of ways. You'll absolutely, so if you have a percussion instrument, or if you're really not that good, you can come and just bring your little triangle. I'm a master at the triangle, so, if you ever see me out there, we can definitely jam together. Or the kazoo, I should say.
Oh, the kazoo. That is my favorite. I think I've mastered
Caleb's a master on the kazoo.
So live music, if you're coming down here, if you live down here, you got to get out. You should get out and see that live music. Enjoy life. Life's short. Enjoy good band.
Now, with beautiful weather all year long, with the Zone 10A, where almost anyone can start a food forest if they have a square foot to grow in, that leads to a plethora, endless options of farmers markets.
I'll tell you what, just about every day in the local area, there's a farmers market, whether it's down in Inglewood or Wellen Park or on Venice Island. There's always farmers markets with great fresh fruit and vegetables. And they're not just farmers market. It kind of becomes like a craft show. There's there's people making paella. There's what else do they have down there? What have you seen?
I mean, I've seen fresh guacamole, paella, fresh hummus, fresh baked goods, fresh everything. How can you resist? There's
Fresh empanadas.
fresh Italian food, fresh seafood, fresh flowers, arts and crafts. It's such a cool vibe. So whether you're in like, let's say downtown Dearborn and Englewood, where they close off the street and they bring in those bands, they have a little bit of a venue stage there where they can really rock out. Or you're going over to Wellen Park, where they close down that downtown commercial center. They close those streets off. It becomes a really intimate field surrounded by those beautiful buildings and all of the vendors. The vibe is endless. Or you go up to Sarasota, that's the larger spectacle, or to that charming historic downtown, where they have one of the most beautiful farmers markets right there next to the beach. It is such a spectacle, but there's something for everyone. Quite frankly, if you're not even buying anything, just hanging out at these farmers markets is a cool vibe.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you miss that farmer's market, but you still want to get that great produce, you have to. This is something you're going to write this down, because when you come down here, you want to go by there, and that is Detweiler's. That is the home of. I don't even know how.
I would say it's the home of the sapote and the starfruit. It's a place where it's farm to table. It is absolutely the cutest place. It's a place. It reminds me of a place growing up. If you're from Maryland, maybe you remember Country Boy. Country Boy is where you would go buy your mulch, buy your produce, and buy your beer. In this case, minus the beer, but this is one of the sweetest, cutest places. It's a staple here. It's a smaller footprint, not a huge grocery store, but they have a bunch of eclectic tropical fruit. They have some really fresh, a great butcher. The meat's different, comes straight from the farm. And then they have
a seafood department. Plus, they have that Amish bakery. So it's kind of a grocery store, produce store, grocery store. It's a little bit of everything, but it's got the best fruit in the area all year round. Be sure you check it out.
Definitely. It's the most charming grocery store you can possibly experience.
All right, so we've talked about Detweiler's and all the farmers markets that you can enjoy around here. Let's talk about one of my favorite things to do, and something you have to do if you enjoy this game too, and that is golf. There are so many golf courses down here. You have to get out. You can move into a neighborhood that you have golf right into your right there outside your front door, or you can go play one of the 38 public golf courses, or there's 15 private golf courses in this area. Find a friend for those private ones. But there's just golf everywhere around here that if you could play a different course every single week.
The beautiful thing about golf out here in Southwest Florida, and you'll learn it pretty quickly, it's not just a guys club. There are skill sets and demographics. Everyone plays golf here. Children play golf, men and women, all of equal skill sets. But it's so plentiful. The fact that you have so many public options, so you don't have to make that commitment. If you're looking for more exclusive options, Caleb and I can direct you. We have access to some of the most exclusive golf courses in all of Southwest Florida. We've been covering them. If you follow our videos, you know we've been there. But we also have great options like that Wellen Park Golf and Country Club over in Wellen Park. It's a very practical and easy approach to golfing without having to commit to those country club fees. I think it's a very reasonable option.
Absolutely. You can get in over there. They have great homes. We haven't really talked much about homes, but you can get into a golf cart community or a golf course community for $350,000 for a condo. That's a great entry point. And where else in Florida? I know in Naples you can't do that, or you're going to have some huge initiation fee. But down here, it's minimal fees, and you can get out there and play golf all year round.
That's right. And let's say you absolutely have to have golf. You get down here and Wellen Park Golf and Country Club speaks to you, but maybe all the deeds are gone at this point. There's a new option up in Sarasota, Calusa Golf and Country Club. It's another Lanir development where they have those great opening price points for those villas and verandas. Where for $350,000, you could be plugging and playing and golfing all year long. Or if you want super high end, super exclusive, we have options up at Mayaca City. It's about 55 minutes if you drive at the right time from here. here, but it's complete escapism. It's Saletta Golf Club, which is a 93 home, 530 acre establishment. Nick Price designed, David Ledbetter practice facility. That's right. David Ledbetter and Nick Price are both involved in this. So if you're looking for something very exclusive, very unique, we have access to that as well. We don't discriminate whether it's a 20,000 acre lot, a $20,000 lot, or a $20 million build. Caleb and I, we believe in passing this value forward. We believe in the journey of the buyer. We believe in this lifestyle, the subjectivity of it, and we cater to all kinds of lifestyles. But golf, you're never going to be short of it. The best thing to do is find a friend who has got a golf membership and not pay those exorbitant fees.
Or just go to one of the many golf courses out there that off season, it's really affordable. In season, it can get a little bit pricey, but you're playing at beautiful weather, 65 degrees and sunny. I'll pay a little more for that for sure.
Now, if you're someone who is on the opposite end of that spectrum and wants that exclusive golf experience and you want to get a chance to play at Saletta, reach out to us, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We'll set up a private tour and play for you so you can get familiar with it and make that decision if you want to make that your future home.
Absolutely. So we've talked about some of the great things you can do outside. Golf was one of them for sure, but this is by far the fastest growing sport in the country. And I'll tell you what, in Florida, it's everywhere. What is it, Lanir?
Is it badminton?
No, I don't think badminton. That's not too popular.
Pickleball has taken the world by storm, especially Southwest Florida. We talk about it all the time. It has changed the landscape, the expectation of what amenities are. No longer is it just tennis courts and bocce ball. Those are quickly being replaced with pickleballs, and it is an absolute heartbeat of this area.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, every neighborhood pretty much has it. It's becoming a commonplace, and there's some that are really taking it to a different level. Over in Brightmoor in Wellen Park, they have 8 lighted pickleball courts, so you can play there till, I guess, what's code, 11 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night. And then they're building this great sunken stadium pickleball court. It's going to be something really cool. We're excited. I think they're starting construction on it, so it should be done within, 6 to 12 months, that whole amenity center. But the pickleball stadium is something that I really want to see. And I think that's where, we didn't talk about it yet, but a lot of these neighborhoods, they have like competitive pickleball teams. So they travel, they go to different neighborhoods and take on the other neighborhood teams. So if you want to get into really competitive pickleball and be serious about it in retirement or just in whatever stage you're at, you can do that down here. But if you're somebody who just wants to enjoy it, wants to go out there and have a nice time, there are also leagues for that aren't ultra competitive, where you play people that are the same skill level as you, so you enjoy it. It's not like you're going out there and getting your butt whooped every single time. That's not fun. You're going out there and playing with people on your same skill level, so it's enjoyable. It's a great way to meet people too.
And a couple of neighborhoods that come to mind when it comes to pickleball, Caleb talked about the one which we think is going to be the premier neighborhood for pickleball lovers, is that Brightmoor 55 and over community. 55 and over, we said many times before, is not the same out here. People are living a fully active lifestyle. But if you want an established neighborhood, a mature neighborhood, Island Walk comes to mind. They take pickleball very serious. It's a very enjoyable culture over there, very inclusive. Make sure you're playing at the right skill set. Make sure you're going in at the right times. But then we have other new neighborhoods like Beach Walk. We have, 8 pickleball courts or 6 pickleball courts, and they're always accessible and they're super inclusive. So it doesn't matter what skill set you're at. But if you're already into pickleball, or if you haven't discovered it, you certainly will. And then we have a myriad of other options. We have franchises coming to the area.
Yeah, they're building up in right off of Jacaranda, entrance to 75 at that interchange there. They're building an indoor pickleball facility. They haven't really released a lot of details on it, but I'm sure it's going to be probably 10, 12 courts where you can join, get a membership there, and you can play pickleball literally all day, all night long in air conditioning, and it'll be much more enjoyable. You're not going to have to fight that Florida heat out here where it gets a little unbearable. There, play all day, all night. It's going to be pretty nice.
A little fact that we've learned, and it's science here, those who play racket sports on a regular basis, at least 3 times a week, increase their lifespan by the average of 10 years.
10 years, folks. So play some pickleball.
Definitely play some pickleball. Give us a shout out here if you want to play against us, the Shark Tooth team.
Oh, boy.
Well, Caleb's good at it. I'm still learning, but I think he can compensate for me. He's done it all along in the real estate business, so why stop at pickleball?
So pickleball is just fun to do, and it's one of those things, if you move down here and it's something you really want to explore, and you should explore, definitely consider what neighborhood you're going to move to, because pickleball in some neighborhoods, super great. And we have customers all the time that are like, I have to be in a competitive pickleball neighborhood because I want to take advantage of it. I want to be outside. So pickleball is super important, and make your decision wisely when you can pick a neighborhood.
Now, the next one, I want to kind of draw a picture. I want to create a little suspense. Maybe you've driven a boat along the coast here of Venice Beach, or you've flown over on a plane and you see a lot of people sifting, staying waist deep in the water, often people with gray hair who've been here for years in the same spot sifting, and you're asking yourself, is there a gold rush? Is there something to discover that everyone's migrating, just like that 48 gold rush?
It's black gold.
No, it's black gold here. Here, everybody is sifting for shark teeth. That's right. Look at what Caleb's bounty here. We have a largest prehistoric shark tooth bed in all of the country, and it is a place where people come here just to sift for shark tooth fossils, sometimes woolly mammoth tusks if they want to brave the Mayaka River with the gators and jump in there. But we have something that is undeniably everyone's favorite pastime here.
I can tell you, don't go to the beach to collect seashells, where you might do that, where you're used to doing that, making little seashell necklaces. You literally step over those beautiful seashells to find big shark teeth like this one. This one, you got to go out in the water a bit deep, but we have thousands and thousands. This whole jar literally is full of thousands of little shark teeth, and this is just one of 3 that we have. So go into the beach, find it. Literally, you can walk along the beach, look down, and you'll see random shark teeth here and there. Like Lanir said, you want to go sift them, get that rake, scoop up a big chunk, run it through your sifter. You can find 3, 4 each scoop. It's incredible. It's when I moved down here, it was kind of like, holy cow, this is so strange. There can't be so many. But believe me, folks, my wife, Matilda, picked up thousands and thousands of them. And it's just something fun to do. And you see every home you go to pretty much has their shark tooth collection.
And the truth here, we don't even use cash. We use shark teeth to barter for our food and goods.
That'll get me dinner somewhere.
I'm just kidding. Please don't come down here and try to pay for your food with a shark teeth. But the reality is that lifestyle here is extremely important. We covered quite a few. They're in no particular order. You may agree or disagree. We may have missed a few things. If we did, please leave it in the comments. We can't cover it all, but these are the reasons why we fell in love, and we realized it's extremely important when you're moving down here, you're making a decision where to move, what type of home to purchase. You really have to take into account, first and foremost, is that lifestyle. We've had many people come down. We have married couples come down. Both think that they want the same exact thing, only to find out that one thing is more important than the other. So we have a way of figuring out where to place you. So whether you want to be right on that beach, access that beach house, get right out of your door and walk a few steps to the water, or golf, you want to be next to that golf range or living in a golf community, or you want a deep channel canal, access for that private boat. These are all things that you have to take into account. And let's be realistic. Not all of them are priced equally,
For sure.
Considering closeness to the proximity to the beach, you are going to pay more of a premium for that proximity, but that's what it comes down to. Caleb and I realize, aside from that real estate value, there are 2 other factors. That's lifestyle subjectivity and time. Time is our most precious commodity. You can't replace time. You can't buy it back, but you can make the best of your time. We found that when people move down here, life slows down, their activities increase, and all of a sudden happiness is plentiful because we helped guide them to that subjective value of what lifestyle is truly worth. And I can tell you, for me, it's priceless.
Absolutely. The one thing that we forgot in our list that I want to make sure that we add in here, because it is so special, is the sunsets. We are on the west coast of Florida, and it is magical here. Sunsets are something special every single evening, whether it's a cloudless day where there's not a cloud in the sky, or those days where it is cloudy. And then you get, to me, I kind of like the cloudy days because you get all those great reds and oranges and purples, and it's just incredible to see. And it's like a daily thing here. It's kind of funny. If you're at the beach in the evenings or at late afternoon, you're going to see all of those people that were at the beach for the day. They're leaving, but then there's a whole new wave
influx
of people that are showing up and taking all those parking spots. And those are the people that are here for the sunsets. It is something you have to take in. It never gets old. We've been here, 4 years? I keep filming sunsets. Like, oh, look at this one, so great. You gotta capture them every single time. It's something special. And the west coast of Florida and Venice, we're in the heart of it. You get them.
That story really resonates. Us as well. My wife and I, when we moved down here, we started going to the beach during the day, like we've been programmed. You go out, you get sun. What you realize quickly here is you don't need to stay out too long to get the sun. No. That sun is going to find you. It hits in an angle like no other. People become golden out here. You can tell a Gulf of Mexico suntan versus anywhere else. It's rich, it's pure, it's beautiful, sometimes a little overdone. Don't become that overly cooked rotisserie chicken. Make sure to put on your sunscreen. But the point of what I was getting at is I remember my wife and I, we were leaving. We saw a couple when the sun was about to go down. We saw a couple coming in tow with their beach chairs, their coolers. It looked like what they were about to have was their evening meal. And we got to get to know them a little bit. We found out they've been coming to the same sunset on Blind Pass for 40 years. 40 years. They don't go to the beach to swim during the day. They don't snorkel. They don't surf. They go to the beach to enjoy that sunset. And I think this is one thing we can all agree. There's nothing more romantic. There's nothing more familiar. There's nothing more emotionally and viscerally effective on our conscious, on our bodies and our minds than watching a magical sunset. And I'll tell you, here in the Gulf of Mexico, they are otherworldly.
I'll tell you what I love. And I love every bit of the lifestyle that we have down here. From all the things we mentioned today, these are all of the great things that you're going to want to enjoy. You're going to enjoy when you move down here. Maybe you don't even realize it quite yet because it just seems so far out in the distance. Like, I can't imagine being outside all winter long. You can do that here. And all of these lifestyle options are right at your fingertips. So choosing that home, definitely think about it when you're choosing that home. What lifestyle things are really kind of paramount important to the life you want to live when you move down here? And then let us know that so that we can find you that great neighborhood that meets all of those needs and puts you close to everything that you want to accomplish.
Now, Caleb and I, we're going to be coming out with weekly videos discussing all of the developments in the Venice, Florida, and surrounding area. We're going to talk about all the amazing real estate opportunities. If something resonates in this video, if you like what we're talking about, hit that like button that lets people know that what we're giving out is great information. If you want to be the first to be notified, subscribe to our channel. That way, as soon as we come out with a video, you'll be the first to learn about it. But if something resonates in this video, if there's more that you want to learn about, if you want to be able to connect the dots and find that perfect home that matches your perfect lifestyle, what do they have to do, Caleb?
They have to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or schedule a Zoom call. Remember, folks, when you call us, you're talking to us. There's no filter in between. We don't have any secretaries. There's no administrative assistant that's going to answer our calls and set up an appointment. You're literally, that phone number is my phone number, and that's Lanir's phone number. You're reaching us because we want to give you direct access to us so that we can help you on that journey to move down to Florida and live that great life. Or if you're somebody who's considering selling, we are experts in selling homes too. So if you're somebody who needs to move on to that next stage of life in the Venice area and you want to move back, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us that email, and we would be happy to come over and give you a full CMA on your home, talk to you about what your exit strategy is, and really, help you accomplish what you want to so you can move on to that next stage.
So we've covered a lot of the important factors. Remember, the subjectivity of lifestyle is equally important as the four walls and the roof that you live in. We're here to help you find that perfect balance, that perfect strategy, and to make sure that you're just getting down here and you're plugging and playing.
All right, so I think we've covered everything. So for This Week in Venice, Florida, I'm Caleb.
And I'm Lanir.
And we'll see you next week.